Let us start the new topics: the angle of friction, motion on a rough horizontal surface, and angle of repose. Okay, so these few topics I will be discuss about these few topics in the today class and the objectives for today class. On completion of this period, you would be able to understand the concept of angle of friction and the motion of a body on a rough horizontal surface, concept of angle of repose, expressions for angle of friction and angle of repose. These topics. So these few topics I will be complete by today class. So before going to discuss about these topics, so I would like to once again I would like to recap the few previous topics. So what we have been discussed or what was discussed in the earlier class or in the previous class. Okay. So what we have discussed in the last class. So in the last topic the laws of friction, we have been discussed about the laws of friction, a coefficient of friction and their explanations. So once again I will remind about the normal reaction. Normal reaction, what is normal reaction? So normal reaction, what is normal reaction? On a horizontal surface, when the body is placed on the horizontal surface, the normal reaction is R is equal to weight of the body, that is R is equal to mg. The next topic is the what is normal reaction on inclined surface. When a body is placed on the inclined surface, the normal reaction R is balanced by the horizontal component of weight. So in case of horizontal surface, the normal reaction R is equal to mg. In case of inclined surface, the normal reaction R is equal to mg cos theta. So these are the expressions for the normal reaction when the body is placed on the horizontal surface, and in the same way when the body is placed on the inclined surface. Next, angle of friction. Next I am going to discuss about the angle of friction. A body is lying on a surface. Once look at the figure as shown in the figure, the block of mass is placed on the ground placed on the ground or placed on a surface. So then the time the forces acting on a body, so the forces acting on a body, like weight is acting vertically downward direction, and which is perpendicular to the surface. The next, normal reaction R is acting perpendicular to the surface and which is acting vertically perpendicular to the vertically upward direction. The next, static frictional force is opposite to the direction of the motion of the body, and the force of the body that is applied on the body is equal to the along the forward direction, like F. Then at the center of the body, here O is the center of the body, OR is the normal reaction that is acting on a body, OFS is the static frictional force. So by constructing the parallelogram or by constructing the rectangle, then the resultant force of OR and OFS is the OZ, where OZ is the ORZF is the rectangle. So then OZ is the diagonal of the rectangle. OZ is the diagonal of the rectangle, where OZ is the resultant of OR and OFS. Here a body is lying on a, here from the figure, a body is lying on a surface of surface, a force F is applied on the body is ready to move. If a constant force F is applied on the body, then the time the body is ready to move. So the limiting friction, when the body is ready to move, the limiting friction Fs will be acting in the opposite direction, because the frictional force is always opposes the motion of the body. So that's why the limiting frictional force Fs will be acting in the opposite direction. Then the normal reaction R will be acting perpendicular to the surface. So like they are represented in the figure. The next, what is the resultant of R and Fs? Resultant of R and Fs. Let the angle between OZ and R. Let the angle between OZ and R is denoted, represented by the letter phi. This angle is called as the angle of friction. This angle is called angle of friction. So is it clear? So the angle made by the, here from this figure we can define the phi. We can define the phi, where phi means, here phi means angle of friction. Here we can define the angle of friction. It is defined as the angle made by the resultant vector or resultant forces of normal reaction and the static frictional force with the normal reaction. So that is called as the angle of friction. Okay. So the angle of friction is the angle made by resultant OZ of normal reaction R and the static frictional force Fs with the normal reaction R when the body just tends to move. Okay. So then the time, the angle of friction. So we have to determine the angle of friction. So we have to find the angle of friction. Then from the triangle ORZ, tan phi is equal to ZR by OR. That means tan phi is equal to opposite side by adjacent side. Here tan phi is equal to opposite side by adjacent side. Here in this figure, opposite side is ZR and in the adjacent side is OR. So here tan phi is equal to ZR, means here ZR is equal to the OFS because ZR is equal to the magnitude of the static frictional force, and OR means it is the normal reaction R. So again it is equal to the Fs by, already we know that the definition of coefficient of friction. Here Fs by R is equal to mu s. Then tan phi is equal to the coefficient of static friction. Tan phi is equal to the coefficient of static friction, that is tan phi is equal to mu s. Tan phi is equal to mu s. Here phi is equal to tan inverse of Fs by R. Fs by R. But we know that Fs by R is equal to mu s. Therefore, phi is equal to tan inverse of mu s. Therefore, phi is equal to tan inverse of mu s. The next topic is the motion on a rough horizontal surface. Motion on a rough horizontal surface. So once look at the figure, the block of wood or the block of mass is placed on the rough horizontal surface as shown in the figure. So here normal reaction, here weight of the body is acting vertically downward direction. And the normal reaction is acting vertically upward direction, which is perpendicular to the surface. Now according to the figure, a block of mass M is kept on a rough horizontal surface. Coefficient of static friction between the block and the surface is mu k. So okay, then normal reaction is R is equal to mg. So the frictional force F is equal to mu k into R, that is mu k into mg. So the minimum force required to move the body is F, or Fk. So that is called as the limiting friction. That is called as the kinetic friction. Sorry. So the minimum force required to move the body on the rough horizontal surface, the force required to move the body is equal to the kinetic friction. Here the frictional force or the minimum force required to move the body F is equal to or Fk is equal to mu k into mg. If the body moves with acceleration a, then ma. If the body moves with a acceleration a, then then ma is equal to, that is nothing but F is equal to ma, where ma is equal to mu k into mg. Here m, both sides of the equation m get cancelled, then a is equal to mu k into g. A is equal to mu k into g from the above equation. Now the expressions for the displacement on the rough horizontal surface. Now we have to determine the displacement or determine the value of displacement on a rough horizontal surface. Let the body moves on the surface and stops. Initial velocity is u and final velocity v is equal to 0. Displacement, the distance travelled or the displacement of the body is s from one position to other position. When the force applied on the body, so the body moves from one place to other place. The distance travelled by the body from one place to other place is s. So here retardation is a is equal to mu k into g. Using the formula v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Here v is equal to 0. After traveling certain distance, its final velocity becomes 0. So that's why by substituting the final velocity v is equal to 0 in the above equation, so 0 square minus u square is equal to minus 2 mu kgs. Here a is equal to mu kg. Then from this equation we can derive the expression for we can derive the expression for displacement s is equal to, from the given equation from the above equation we can get the value s is equal to minus gets cancelled, s is equal to u square by 2 mu kg. Now we have to determine the time. So the expression for time taken by the body to come to rest position or to travel a distance s from the s on the rough horizontal surface. Now we have to determine the value of time taken by the body to come to rest position on the rough horizontal surface. Let the body moves on the surface and stops. Initial velocity is u and the final velocity is v. Time for stop or time taken to travel a distance s is t. The retardation is a is equal to mu kg. Using the formula v is equal to u plus at. So where a is equal to minus, that's why 0 is equal to u minus mu kg t. Then from this equation we get the value of t. Here t is equal to u by mu kg. So this is an expression for the time taken by the body to travel a distance of s. This is the expression for the time taken by the body to travel a distance of s on the rough horizontal surface. Then next we have to derive the expression for the work done by the frictional force on the rough horizontal surface. So we can determine the value of work done on the rough horizontal surface. Here let the body moves on the surface and stops. The body travels through a distance of s on the rough horizontal place from initial position I to final position f. Okay, then the time, so due to the frictional force the body will goes to stop. So after stopping the body, its final velocity becomes 0. So before going to stop the body, so its distance traveled by the body is s. So the frictional force F is equal to mu k into r, where mu k into r, and it is equal to the mu k into r is equal to mg. By substituting the r is equal to mg, the work done by the friction. So by substituting the r value, that is normal reaction value, r is equal to mg, that is nothing but the frictional force F is equal to mu k into mg. Then we know that the value of F and the body travels. We know that the value of frictional force that is acting on a body, or that is acting in between the two surfaces. Then the time the body travels through a distance of s. Then we have to find the, or we have to determine the work done. So here work done by the frictional force. So when the force is applied, some amount of the body moves. When the force is applied, the body moves from one place to other place through a distance of s. So then the time when the body moves from one place to other place, the displacement occurs. Displacement occurs. So when the displacement occurs, some work is done by the frictional force. When the displacement occurs, some work is done by the force. Here, the work done by the frictional force. The work done by the frictional force W. The work done by the frictional force W. W is equal to the Fs. So according to the statement, or according to the statement of work done, the amount of work done is equal to the force into displacement. Force into displacement. Here W is equal to Fs, where F is the force and S is the displacement, and it is equal to the mu k into mgs, because where F is equal to mu k into mg and S is the displacement. So the expression for the amount of work done. So this is the expression for the amount of work done. W is equal to the mu k into mgs. So this is an expression for the amount of work done by the frictional force that is on the rough horizontal surface when the body is moves on the rough horizontal surface. When the body is moving on the rough horizontal surface, then the time the expression for the amount of work done W is equal to the mu k into mgs. Now I am going to discuss about the one more topic, that is angle of repose. So how can we say, or how can we define the angle of repose? From the figure, once look at the figure, there are number of bags are placed on the inclined surface, or the number of weights are placed on the inclined surface. From the figure, we observed that the bodies are sliding on an inclined plane. We observed that the bodies are sliding on an inclined plane. Consider a body lying on an inclined surface. Consider a body lying on an inclined surface. Will it slide down when the angle of inclination is too low? Will it slide down when the angle of inclination is too low? Once look at the figure as shown in the figure. From this figure, will it slide down when the angle of friction is too low? No, because its angle of inclination is very low. The body does not move on the, or does not slide down on the inclined plane, because there is no sufficient angle to slide over the inclined plane. That's why when the angle of inclination is too low, the body does not slide down on the inclined on the inclined plane. Then what happens when the angle of inclination is gradually increases? If it is increases gradually, once as shown in the figure, if the angle of inclination is gradually increases, what happens when the angle of inclination is gradually increased? So from this figure, at some angle, the body starts sliding downwards. If the angle of inclination is gradually increased at some angle, as in the figure, as shown in the figure, the body starts sliding downwards. The angle of repose is the, so from this figure we can conclude or we can define the angle of repose. The angle of repose is the minimum angle of inclination of the inclined plane at which the body is just ready to slide down from inclined surface. So this is called as the inclined angle of repose. Angle of repose is nothing but the angle of repose is the minimum angle of inclination, the inclined plane at which the body is just ready to slide down from the inclined surface. So this is called as the angle of repose, or we can say some other way, if the angle of inclination is increases, then the body is ready to move at which the particular or at which the angle or at a particular angle the body is just ready to move down or just ready to slide down on the inclined surface. So that particular angle of inclination is called as the angle of repose. Okay, is it understand, or do you understand or not? So we can say clearly, when the angle of inclination is increases, the body is just ready to slide down on the inclined surface. So that particular value of angle of inclination is known as the angle of repose. Okay, is it clear or not? The next expression for angle of repose. Now we have to derive an expression for the angle of repose. So once you look at the figure, here it is the one is the horizontal surface and it is the inclined surface. The angle between horizontal surface and the inclined surface is alpha. Angle between horizontal surface and inclined surface is alpha. Okay, then the body is placed on the inclined surface. Here O is the center of the body, and the normal reaction R is acting vertically upward, which is perpendicular to the surface and the body. The frictional force is acting like forward direction, and the weight of the body is acting downward direction, vertically downward direction. Then the time when the body is placed on the inclined surface, the weight of the body can be resolved into the two components. The weight of the body can be resolved into the two components. One is the along the parallel direction, which is parallel to the normal reaction, that is mg cos theta. And the perpendicular component of weight, and it is a perpendicular component of weight is mg sin theta. So here mg can be resolved into the two components, mg cos theta along the horizontal direction, mg sin theta along the vertical or the perpendicular direction. Okay, a body is lying on the inclined surface. Let the angle of repose is alpha. Then what are the forces acting on a body? Then the time the forces acting on a body, or which type of forces are acting on a body, or what are the forces acting on a body? The weight W is equal to mg, normal reaction R, and the limiting friction is Fs. The weight is resolved into two components. So one component along the inclined plane, that is mg sin alpha. The next is the The other one is perpendicular to the inclined plane, that is mg cos alpha. mg cos alpha. That is mg cos alpha. At the angle of repose, at the angle of repose, that means at a particular angle of inclination is reached, the body just ready to slide down on the inclined plane. So that particular angle of inclination is called as the angle of repose according to the definition. We can say according to the definition. So at the angle of repose, Fs is equal to mg sin alpha. Fs is equal to mg sin alpha. This is the equation number 1. This is the equation number 1. Then normal reaction which is acting on the body is capital R. Capital R is equal to mg cos alpha, or which is also called as the parallel component of weight. So that is balanced by the normal reaction. Here it is the parallel component of weight is balanced by the normal reaction. That's why the parallel component of weight is taken as the normal reaction. So this is the R is equal to mg cos alpha is the equation number 2. Dividing equation 1 with equation 2. Dividing equation 1 with equation 2. Fs by capital R is equal to the mg sin alpha by mg cos alpha. Here the right hand side of the given equation, mg get cancelled. Then Fs by capital R is equal to tan alpha. Fs by capital R is equal to tan alpha. But we know that Fs by capital R is equal to mu s. So that is nothing but it is the coefficient of static friction or the coefficient of limiting friction. Therefore, this equation can be written as the tan alpha is equal to the mu s, and alpha is equal to tan inverse of mu s. The coefficient of static friction is equal to the coefficient of static friction is equal to tangent of angle of repose. So that is nothing but the coefficient of static friction is equal to the tangent of angle of repose. Then summary. So summary means what we have discussed or what we have studied in the today class. What we have discussed or what we have studied in the today class. So we have been discussed about the angle of friction and the angle of repose, and one more topic is the expressions for angle of friction and angle of repose, and the expression for angle of friction and the angle of repose. Okay, do you understand about all those topics which was studied or which was studied in the which was discussed in the today class? So if you know or if you do you understand about all those topics in the today class? Okay, the next I will ask some few questions about the today class. So what was discussed in the today class? So I will ask some few questions based on the multiple choice questions, based on the today topics on multiple choice question. So the question number 1. So the angle made by the resultant of normal reaction and the limiting friction with the normal to the surface is option A, angle of repose, option B, angle of friction, option C, critical angle, option D, none of the above. Which is the correct answer for the given question? So the given right answer for the given question is angle of friction. So here it is angle of friction. Okay, angle of friction. So the right answer for the given question is option B. Option B is the correct answer for the given question. The next question number 2. The minimum angle of inclination at which the body just ready to slide on inclined surface. Once again I will read the question. The minimum angle of inclination at which the body is just ready to slide on inclined surface. Option A, angle of repose. Option B, critical angle. Option C, angle of friction. Option D, none of the above. At which the angle of inclination is minimum. The minimum angle of inclination at which the body ready to slide on inclined plane. So this particular angle of inclination is known as the angle of repose. So the right answer for the given question is option A. So the option A is the correct answer for the given question. Okay. Question number 3. The tangent angle of repose is equal to the. So there are 4 options. I will give the 4 options. One is the option A is the coefficient of kinetic friction. Option B is the rolling friction. Option C is the coefficient of static friction. Option D is the none. What is the right answer for the given question? So here what is the question? The tangent angle of repose is equal to the tangent angle of repose. That means when the body is ready to slide down on the inclined surface. So then this is called as the coefficient of kinetic friction. This is called as the coefficient of kinetic friction, or equal to the coefficient of kinetic friction. So the right answer for the given question, or the correct answer for the given question is coefficient of kinetic friction. So that's why. So that is the option A is the right answer for the given question. Next, I will give the one more question. The retardation of the body sliding on rough horizontal surface is retardation. Retardation is nothing but the acceleration. Retardation is nothing but the acceleration. Once again read the question. Question number 4. The retardation of the body sliding on rough horizontal surface is option A mu k mg, option B mg, option C mu kg, option D is g. So according to the retardation, we can say that the A is equal to mu k into g. So that's why the right answer for the given question, or the correct answer for the given question, is option C, that is A is equal to mu kg. Okay. So I'll give some frequently asked questions from the today topics. So the most commonly asked question, the most frequently asked questions from the today topics. So once I will tell you. Question number 1. Define angle of friction and explain. So this is the most commonly or most frequently asked question from the today topic. Okay. The next second one. Define angle of repose and explain. Define angle of repose and explain. This is the second question. This is also most frequently asked question in the end examination or in the mid examination. The third question, question number 3 is for a body moving on a rough horizontal surface, derive the expressions for question number 1 is the acceleration, displacement, 2 is the displacement, 3 is the time taken before coming to rest, and D is the work done. So this is the most frequently asked question. Most frequently asked question from the today topic. So this is the essay question purpose. So this is the essay question from the today class. So the third question is the essay question from the today topic. Okay, I'll give some examples. I'll give some examples for us. I'll give some assignments for you. You must be show me by solving all these problems by tomorrow. You should submit by the assignment. You should submit the assignment by the tomorrow class. Okay. First, I will give the question number 1 of the problem. The first problem: the coefficient of static friction between steel and brass is 0.35. Find the angle of repose. Find the angle of repose. So once again I will read the question. Here the coefficient of static friction between steel and brass is 0.35. That means 35. Find the angle of repose. What was given in the problem? So in this problem, the coefficient of static friction is given. So that is mu s value is given. Mu s is equal to 0.35. Find the angle of repose. Angle of repose is equal to what is the expression for angle of repose? Angle of repose, alpha is equal to tan inverse of mu s. Tan inverse of mu s. By substituting these values in the formula, then you will get the value of angle of repose. The next second problem. Calculate the static frictional force experienced by a body of mass 50 kg on a rough horizontal surface where mu s is equal to 0.4. Once again I will read the question. Calculate the static frictional force experienced by a body of mass 50 kg on rough horizontal surface. So what was given in the problem? So first of all, you have to note down the data which was given in the problem and what we have to calculate. So we have to calculate the static frictional force. We have to calculate the static frictional force by using the data which was given in the problem. Here, what was given in the problem? The mass of the body is given. Okay, mass of the body, that is 50 kg. Mass of the body m value is given on a rough horizontal surface, and the coefficient of static friction force, the coefficient of static friction value is also given, that is mu s is equal to 0.4. What is the formula to be used? What is the formula to be used in this problem? So in this problem we can use the formula by the Fs is equal to mu s into mg. This is the formula to be used in this problem. Okay, in this problem. So these are the assignments. So these are the assignment for you. So by solving all these two problems and show me or submit me by these two assignments by tomorrow. You must be submit these problems by solving the problems and submit by tomorrow. So each and everyone can solve and submit this report or submit this assignment by tomorrow class. Okay, so are you note down all these assignment problems? Okay, then so this class is over. Tomorrow I'll ask some recapitulation. I'll ask some few questions based on the today class. Okay, once you should prepare thoroughly, and you must be tell the answers from the today questions, from the today topics. Okay, today class is over. Okay, we will meet tomorrow by next topic, with the next topic. Okay.